Welcome to Marketplace Tech Bytes, our weekly review of the biggest stories making headlines across the industry. I am Lily Jamali, your host from the show floor here at CES in Las Vegas. On the show this week, we discuss AI and the future of work on the heels of a new report all about it. Where in tech will venture capital dollars flow in 2024? And we look at age tech here at CES. And two guests are joining me this week. Jewel Burks Solomon, she is managing partner at Collab Capital. And Katie Roof, a reporter at Bloomberg News. She is here in Las Vegas as well. Welcome to you both.
Great to be here.
Yeah, great to have you. We're going to start, as always, with our Byte of the Week. This is one number that sums up the big story in tech. I'm going to go to you, Jewel, for this. What's your number?
65%. And 65% is the number of businesses that claim to be using ChatGPT to improve their functions already. So we're really excited to see folks picking up these generative AI tools and using them in business.
Yeah, and this is based on a survey of 1,000 business leaders from different industries in the United States. Google Bard is a close second. We should mention that, the second most used in the workplace, according to this survey. Jewel, there was so much concern about generative AI and how it could replace jobs last year. Do you get the sense that the consensus view is shifting as we collectively have a better understanding of AI chatbots, how they work, and what their limitations are?
I think it is changing. I think people are seeing that it's not taking jobs, it's really taking over tasks and helping people do more faster, more efficiently. And I think because ChatGPT came out in such a way that folks could get their hands dirty and start using it and understanding how it works and really get familiar with it, some of that fear subsided around it actually taking jobs, and really just people understanding that it can help them do their jobs better.
Yeah, and this is exactly the point that was made at a panel here at CES featuring leaders from Reddit, Duolingo, and Qualcomm. Yeah, the jobs are okay for now, but it's really those tasks that are going to be made easier because of these developments here. Katie, I want to hear what you are hearing about AI as we move to our second topic, looking at where tech VC dollars are going to be flowing this year. You're actually here at CES to network and speak with investors. Last year, AI was one of the few bright spots in an otherwise rough year for startups. So is AI still all the rage with VCs?
VCs still are very excited about AI, although some will tell you that the market's gotten a little overheated and things are getting overpriced. But yes, certainly many are here to take a look at some of the AI use cases. Although I have one VC contact who told me he came here to see as an anti-portfolio to see what's already been done so that he knows what not to invest in, and it helps him see what the competitive landscape looks like.
That's really interesting. And Jewel, there was just so much hype around AI in 2023. Where do you stand now as you figure out where you want to invest?
I think that what we're really excited about at Collab Capital and for other investors that I speak to is about the tools and the systems that are going to keep us all safe and secure when it comes to AI. So really looking at cybersecurity functions and understanding that because there's so much more content being generated, we have to make sure that we understand what's AI generated versus what's not. So looking at tools that are solving that problem. We're also looking at and excited about businesses that are bringing AI to your everyday person and business owner. So for an example, I sit on a board for a company called CallRail that's really bringing conversational intelligence to your everyday small business owner and helping them bolster their business and bring those AI capabilities to their everyday customer. So how do we bring these incredible models that have been built to the everyday consumer, the everyday small business owner, and ensure that they are getting the benefit of all of this incredible technology that's come out?
And Jewel, beyond AI, what are some other areas within tech that really have your attention in 2024?
So we remain really excited about folks that are solving real problems. I think one of the things that's happened over the last year or so is that people are getting back to basics and wanting to make sure that the things that we're invested in and the things that we're getting excited about really are solving core problems for everyday people. And this is a turn away from some of the hype cycles that we saw around crypto, Web3, AI last year, and really getting to, we still have some major problems that we need to go after and solve. And so as we look at our portfolio and the companies that we really care about, it's those that are taking a look at the deepest, even, hardest problems to solve, and how do you apply technology to be able to solve those problems.
Yeah, I'd love some specific examples from you. Being here in Las Vegas, I'm thinking so much about the intersection of tech and energy, given all the flashing lights that I'm being subjected to here. What are some specific areas that you're looking at?
Yeah, so you mentioned something that we are excited about, the energy sector, and also thinking about, climate more broadly. Unfortunately, there is this kind of con to the AI space in that these large language models take a lot of energy to produce and to run. And so we do need companies that are looking at the alternatives and helping us to conserve some of that energy. So in our portfolio and companies that we're looking at, we have a company called Gooder, which is addressing one of the largest problems in the world, hunger, and taking a stab at it from the standpoint of how do we ensure that good food is not going to waste, and how do we keep good food out of landfills. So it's taking both the climate approach on the keeping food out of landfills, which is the number 2 component into emissions and carbon specifically, and how do we ensure that that is got into folks who need the food. And so one of the things that we know is that we don't have we have enough food. It's just a logistics problem. And so they're looking at that. And we have other companies in the portfolio that are also taking this approach of how do we solve the core, kind of not the Band-Aid problems, but the core problems of our world, and doing it in a way that is keeping in mind the environment as well.
Yeah, looking at some really fundamental issues there, it sounds like. Katie, how about you? Beyond AI, what is grabbing the attention of the VCs and other investors that you've been speaking with here? Any surprises?
Well, one thing that's not surprising is a lot of them are here to look at mobility and automotive. That's always been a popular theme of CES. But one thing that was surprising is an enterprise-focused VC told me he's here. He said CES is now de-emphasizing the consumer. It used to be Consumer Electronics Show, but now they increasingly are encouraging more enterprise-related startups to come here.
Yeah, they've even rebranded it as CES, not the Consumer Electronics Show. And it's interesting being where I am on the show floor right now, because there's a lot of consumer electronics, but this is really kind of the first time I've gotten to explore that, because so much of the other stuff, especially the things that are getting the headlines here, on the mobility space and otherwise, are those big corporate announcements, these big projects that might not even take hold, reach fruition for a couple of years. So I think that's a really interesting observation. I do want to talk about H-Tech before we wrap up today. This is really important in 2024 because there's an estimated 4 million people are going to reach the age of 65 this year. 65 is still young. But I have been seeing so much technology aimed at making aging easier. And Katie, I want to ask you about this. It really feels like we've moved beyond the clunky wearables phase in age tech space. Are you seeing that too?
Sure. Well, wearables are still popular. I wear an Aura ring that a lot of people do, and certainly there's the Apple Watch. But yeah, there's definitely different types of technology that are being incorporated to help elderly. I think you even have things I've seen in past CESs, mattresses where they'll have different sensors and things that can help measure your health. So it's being integrated into a lot of different types of technology, not things you just have to wear on your wrist or on your hand.
Yeah, and I've gotten to demo a couple of things in the age tech space. There's an entire collaborative sponsored by AARP this week. LEQ is a companion robot that I got to demo. Proto is a hologram. You can beam into a family holiday or just hang out and chat with a loved one who might not have the mobility to be able to make it to see you or vice versa. And Artifacts is another company that I got to look at last night that lets you document and share memories about family heirlooms. So there's so much here. Those are just a couple of examples. Jewel, is there any other technology in the age tech space that we should be keeping our eyes on in 2024? Accessibility is one sort of sub-silo that comes to mind, but what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think there are many companies that are really addressing this idea of aging in place and the fact that a lot of people who are aging really want to stay in their own home and be comfortable in their home. One company that I'm really excited about is a company called Care Academy, and they're focused on the workforce of people who are going into homes and caring for the elderly, making sure that they have the right skills and are trained up and even trained up in the technology to be able to support folks that are aging in place. So that's something that we're really excited about, and really just making sure that people feel that sense of agency even in older age, and that they have what they need to continue to live a prosperous life. And so we're excited about this as a trend, if you will, because there's so many people. I think you mentioned it. It's 12,000 people a day who are turning 65, and just ensuring that they have what they need to continue to live a great life.
This is so important. Well, I want to thank both of you for joining me this week. It has been wonderful to get your insights and perspectives.
Thank you.
Great to be with you.
That was Jewel Burks Solomon of Collab Capital and Katie Roof of Bloomberg News. Thanks to all of you for watching Marketplace Tech Bytes Week in Review. I'm Lily Jamali, and Jesus Alvarado produced this week's episode.
This is 8 p.m.